Good evening, everybody. Glad you could join us for another story time. I just wanted to give you a quick look at our set if this is the first time you've been here. So take a quick look. If you want to see a full descriptive view of it, please go to our first story. So glad you could make it. Hope your October has been awesome, just like ours. And I wanted to take the time for you to look at the outfit that Miss Macabre made me. And this time it's a cute little dress. And I think this one is one of my favorites. And there's my cute little shoes. And let me turn around so you can see the back. Isn't that the cutest dress you've ever seen? I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. It's so beautiful. So fashionable. She is really awesome at making clothes. Anyway, I'm going to go sit down so we can start our story tonight. And I will see you in a little bit. Bye. Well, welcome back to the Red Macabre's channel. So glad you can join us for another Halloween story time. We are doing this in celebration of Halloween in the month of October. We will be doing 2 stories a week, all month long, every Monday and Friday. So sit back and enjoy, grab yourself a drink and some popcorn, and let's get started. The next story I'm going to tell is the camping trip. Ben always loved camping since he was a child. He went camping with his mom and dad since he could remember. He loved gathering wood for the campfire, a task he was given when he got older. He loved the smell of breakfast being cooked over the campfire, especially. He loved the smell of the pine trees and the fresh air, until one night. Ben and his family were on a long weekend camping trip. They packed up on Thursday and woke up at the crack of dawn on Friday. They reached their favorite camping spot in the late afternoon, and by dinner time, everything was set up and dinner was finally eaten. They had hot dogs and chili beans, quite a hearty meal for such a busy day. Ben couldn't wait until morning because he and his dad would be up early to go fishing. The lake was about 20 minutes from camp. Being 16, Ben had received his first professional fishing gear last Christmas, and this would be his first time using it. He was so excited. Morning came quickly, and soon they were off. His mom stayed behind to tidy up and catch up on some reading. Soon they reached the lake and were set up for fishing. By mid-morning, they had caught 6 big fish between them. As they prepared to leave, there was a big commotion in the water, but as soon as it started, it was gone. They assumed it was a school of excited fish. As soon as this happened, Ben had a sudden feeling of being watched, and he didn't like this eerie feeling one bit. He didn't tell his dad as to not alarm him. They packed up and headed back to camp. When they arrived, Ben's mom had tidied up and had a roaring fire going, and she was lying down reading. She was happy to see how many fish they had caught, enough for dinner and tomorrow's lunch. While Dad and son cleaned the fish and also made lunch, Ben was still feeling uneasy, but soon chores of the day made Ben lose the eerie feelings. Soon night had fallen, and the forest was alive with crickets and owls. Ben loved it. Well, good nights were said, and Ben decided to stay up a little later to play video games. About an hour later, Ben was startled out of sleep. I must have dozed off, he thought. He looked over through the flap of his tent and saw that his parents' tent was dark. Being fully awake now, Ben also realized how quiet the night had become. No crickets, no owls, nothing. Quite unnatural. It was deathly quiet. Strange, he thought. Ben also noticed another thing. Footsteps circling their campsite. They were heavy but also sounded wet, like when you walk through mud. Ben was stricken with fear immediately. He became paralyzed with it. He lifted the flap from the tent, and what he saw made him decide then and there that he would never, ever step foot in the woods again. What Ben saw was this. The thing was about 7 feet tall and was blacker than night. It was slick and wet like tar. It smelled like a wet dog. It was overly muscular, stood on 2 legs. Ben whimpered, and the thing turned around and locked eyes with his. It had 2 big orange eyes that took up almost its whole face. It had slits on the sides of its neck, like gills, which it was breathing out of. It had no nose and a pursed lip like a fish. The thing grinned, and a long, slimy tongue emerged. It was greenish black and slimy. But what was worse, the thing had about 100 teeth that were pointy and sharp. Ben let out a scream, and the thing ran away. His parents rushed to his tent, and Ben told them what he had seen. His parents decided to pack up and leave, seeing how badly shaken up their son was. Ben now hates camping. He and his family have never been back. He lives on his own. He's 21 now, and all his camping gear gathers dust in the garage. When Ben goes to bed, his mind often wanders to that scary time and that creature he encountered. He often has nightmares about it. He even gets that awful feeling of being watched. As Ben drifts off to sleep, he is startled back to consciousness. The night is so quiet, too quiet. Then Ben hears it. Wet footsteps coming down the hallway. Whoa, that was scary. I never want to go camping again. Never, ever. So what did you think about this story? Did it scare you? Was it creepy? Let me know. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And please share. Tell your friends about us. Tell them to come and join Halloween story time. And I will see you next time. And remember, sleep with the lights on, because you never know who followed you home. Good night.